Hello, my dear students. Today, in this lecture, I am going to tell you how to use the heat transfer data handbook to solve the forced convection problems. So, in this heat transfer, in my book, it is page number 113. So, it varies on the versions. So, if you don't have the same page number, you have to open this external flow. Okay, go to the page containing the external flow and flow over the flat plate. So whenever the flow takes place over the flat plate, first thing you need to know what is the Reynolds number of the flow. Based on the Reynolds number of the flow, you have to decide whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. For laminar flows, your Reynolds number should be less than 5 into 10 power of 5. Then, if your Reynolds number is 5, less than 5 into 10 power of 5, then you have to use this page wherein you have the laminar flow. In this laminar flow, if the question is asked to find the hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness at a distance x from the leading edge. So you have to use this equation delta hx. That means it is the hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness. That means velocity boundary layer thickness at a distance x from the leading edge. Since this boundary layer thickness varies along the plate, it will not be constant over the length of the plate. So if the question is asked to find the thickness of the boundary layer at a distance x, that then you have to use this formula, use the distance x and find out the thickness of the boundary layer, and it is given as phi x divided by root re. Re x power minus 0.5 means square root of re, and minus is there, it comes in the denominator, so it comes as phi x by root re. Re means Reynolds number at a distance x, so you have to find the Reynolds number for the distance x, and Reynolds number is found out using the formula rho Vd by mu, or u infinity into d by or L characteristic length divided by mu kinematic viscosity. Then if the question is asked to find the thermal boundary layer thickness, then you have to use the second equation. It will be nothing but multiplying this hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness into PR power minus 0.333. Then if the problem is in the problem they asked to find out the friction factor, then use this formula. Cfx is equal to 0.664 re power minus 0.5. That is nothing but 0.664 divided by root re. This is friction factor at a distance x. If the in the question they ask average friction factor over the length L or a length X, then this CFL bar gives the average friction factor over the length of the plate. Then once you get this, once you get the boundary layer thickness, you might be asked to find out the heat transfer coefficient. To get the heat transfer coefficient, you need the value of mu. Mu is nothing but h into characteristic length divided by thermal conductivity. So to get h, you need to find out the Nusselt number. So to find the Nusselt number, use this equation 1.1, that is for constant wall temperature. That means here we are considering the wall surface temperature to be constant. So with that, use this equation NUX is equal to 0.332 REX power 0.5 and PR power 0.33. This PR is nothing but the Prandtl number, and this Prandtl number is, if its value lies between 0.6 and 50, then use this equation. Normally your Prandtl number value always lies within this value. If you want to know how to get this Prandtl number, then you have to go to this TF, that means the bulk temperature will be nothing equal to wall temperature plus the air temperature divided by 2. Get the average of this temperature and go to the heat transfer data handbook in the initial sheet where they are given the properties of the air, and you can get the properties of air at different temperatures. So go there, get the properties of air. In that you will get the Prandtl number also. So then get that value, substitute here and get the Nusselt number value. Once you get the Nusselt number, Nu is equal to H into characteristic length by K. So K is also obtained from the properties table. So H is equal to Nusselt number into K divided by characteristic length. Length is nothing but your X here. Then, if in your problem, if they ask to find out the shear stress or shear force, then you have to use this equation. The Cfx is equal to tau Wx divided by rho u infinity square by 2. Tau is nothing but the shear stress, the wall shear stress at a distance x. And again, Cfx is nothing but the friction factor at a distance x. Fanning friction, it's also known as fanning friction factor. And u infinity is nothing but the velocity of the air flowing over the surface. So use this equation, get the value of tau. Tau is nothing but the wall shear stress. And this tau is nothing but shear force divided by force per unit area. So shear force, if they ask shear force, then it will be tau into area will be the shear force. Then once you get the actual Reynolds, that is Nusselt number at a particular x, you need to find the average. If they ask you to find the average heat transfer coefficient over the surface, then you have to use average Nusselt number. And in the laminar region, average Nusselt number will always be equal to 2 times the Nusselt number at that distance L. Okay, so you have to multiply just by here. See here it is 0.3232 into Rex per 0.5. This is the Nusselt number at a particular distance x. If you want the average from leading edge to this point, then you have to just multiply by 2. So you'll get it as 0.664 Re power 0.5 into PR power 0.33. Okay, so this is about these are the formulas generally used for laminar flows. Then coming to the turbulent flow, if your Reynolds number value lies between 5 to 10 power of 5 and between and less than 10 power 7, then your flow will be turbulent flow. So if you find that your flow is turbulent flow, then to find the boundary layer thickness, you have to use this formula delta Hx. Here you can, if you have not understood what is this, you can find this the expression for this delta AHX, and that will be equal to 0.381 into x into R power minus 0.2. This is, if you do not know what is delta Hx, you can find out here. Delta Hx is nothing but the hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness. It is nothing but the velocity boundary layer thickness. And in the turbulent region, your see delta Tx is approximately equal to delta Hx. That means the thermal boundary layer thickness as well as the hydrodynamic or the velocity boundary layer thickness will be same for the turbulent flows. Okay, then if you have to find out the heat transfer coefficient, then you have to find out the value of Nusselt number Nu at x for a turbulent flow. So you have to use this fully turbulent from leading edge. Use this expression. Normally this is the expression which will be used. So Nu of x will be equal to 0.0296 into Re per 0.8 into PR per 0.33. And if you want the average Nusselt number, they have to use 0.037 into Re per 0.8 into PR per 0.33. Again, if there's the friction factor in the turbulent region, you have to use this equation 0.0590 into Re per minus 0.2. Okay, sometimes they'll say using the, if the flow takes place along the length, so there may be some cases which occurs wherein the part of the flow from the leading edge will be laminar, and hence it converts to turbulent. That means along the plate you will have laminar as well as the turbulent region throughout. It is a combination. For example, it's a combination of laminar and turbulent region. Then if you want to find out the friction factor, use this equation. CFL is equal to 0.074 REL per minus 0.2 minus 1472 REL per 0.1. And here in this expression, we use again the critical Reynolds number as 5 into 10 power of 5 only. That means up to Reynolds number 5 into 10 power of 5, it will be, the flow will be laminar. And when the flow velocity goes beyond this 5 into 10 power of 5, or when the Reynolds number goes beyond 5 into 10 power of 5, then the flow converts into turbulent. If you want to consider both laminar and the turbulent region and find the average, then use this expression to find the average friction coefficient. So for again laminar turbulent combined, if you want to find out the average heat transfer coefficient, go to this expression first, Nusselt number, NUL bar is equal to this one, REL is 0.81. So get the expression for NUL bar. Then once it is NUL bar, it is nothing but H bar into characteristic length by K, HL by K, and get the value of H bar. H bar is nothing but the average heat transfer coefficient for the length L, wherein you consider both laminar and the turbulent regions. Then sometimes if they ask solve the problem using Reynolds analogy, then you have to use the Stanton number, PR number, and to find out the shear stress or shear force, then you have to use this expression. So these two are with respect to turbulent flows. Then coming to when the flow across the cylinder takes place. Flow across the cylinder means if the axis of the cylinder is perpendicular to the airflow rate. So then you have to use, this is the general equation, NUD is equal to C into RED into M into PR per 0.33. So based on your Reynolds number, so you have to check where your Reynolds number lies. Then based on that, get the values of C and M, the C and M, and you know the Reynolds number, where you can find the Reynolds number and Prandtl number, get the value of Nusselt number. From this, get the value of heat transfer coefficient H2. This is for again circular shape or across the cylinders. Cylinder means having a circular shape. If the flow takes place across non-circular shapes, then you have to use this equation for this Reynolds number range. 1.1 into C1RD per 0.10 PR per 0.33. So for this, to get the value of C1, you have to, and N, here it is given page number refer. So you have to go to the particular page in your data handbook. So normally it is here. It is here. You can say this is 119 page number. So based on your cross section, whether it is oval or it is any hexagon, rhombus, or so depending on your or square cross section, you have to choose the value of, for the particular range of Reynolds number, choose the value of N and C1, substitute and find the value of Nusselt number. Once you get the Nusselt number, so Nu is equal to H into characteristic length by K, get the value of H. This is for non-circular shapes. And I feel that's it. And okay, last part is here, if the flow takes place over the spheres, so you have the problem solved over flow over the spheres, then you have to use this equation. Nusselt number is equal to 0.37 into RE per 0.6, and if the Reynolds number is in this range, then use this, and normally this is the general equation which will be used to get the Nusselt number. Then go ahead and find out the heat transfer coefficient H. So these are the main equations which will be used for solving the forced convection problems. And these equations will be used in the numerical lecture which will be dealt in the coming days. Thank you.